the 10 days before the Cell games were insane. My boy Salad Saiyan done dropped the banger on us. You know what I'm saying? 82 Society, welcome back to another reaction video. It's your boy RichMoneyMan, if you ain't know me already. And I'm gonna see what this talking about. I don't really know what this is, but I'm assuming.
Have you seen this meme?
Oh, hold on, let me.
One of the weirdest periods of Dragon Ball is the 10 days before the Cell games. In the manga, it's pretty chill. Gohan and Goku relax, realizing it's better to rest to practice maintaining their Super Saiyan forms. But when you add in the non-canon side stories, things get messed up. Really messed up. The Z-Fighters basically run a gauntlet during these 10 days. For some reason, whenever a side story was made around this period of time, the writers loved to place it during these 10 days. Anime filler is one thing, but there's movies and video game stuff too. Of course, all this stuff doesn't happen together, but how much actually does happen? Like, if we were to place everything as if it happened together. Let's start with the anime filler, because this is one of the easiest to time because it's actually meant to fit in with the story, so let's get that out of the way.
Okay.
In anime filler, we kind of start with a meteor approaching Earth, and I guess we're starting pretty crazy here. Cell is bored waiting for the Cell games, and he goes out into space and ends up destroying a giant meteor. It's about the size of a large building, so
it's funny how we could just leave Earth and then just come right back. Like, and that's a sick shot of Cell, but
it definitely would do some
funny
major
to me. And then the Z Fighters just chilling at home or whatever. He could just go to space.
Damage, assuming it has the proper density and kinetic energy. So depending on where it landed, Cell definitely just saved a couple thousand or maybe even a couple million lives here. As for Goku and Gohan, they each have to run in with mercenary Tao. Nothing too crazy. Tao is more of a comedic villain now, if anything, and he doesn't have any major things here besides a basic plan to get the Dragon Balls and rule the world. But like I said, this is the most tame stuff, and this fits in the best. Dragon Ball also has a lot of movies, which I'm sure you're aware of, and a few of them take place during this time, more than you might realize. While most people often reference the next movie I'll cover, the Metal Cooler film is one that takes place during this time. The movies kind of contradict a lot in the main story, and some don't have a specific time frame of when they occur. A lot of fans and even some official figures consider them to take place in alternate timelines essentially, but for the most part, Toei actually tries to fit everything together. Very poorly, I might add, but you could watch my video about how Toei broke timelines if you want to learn more. Point being, it almost seems like Toei wants to fit everything together.
See, bro, people know I'm stubborn, so I'm gonna just say no, nigga. Timelines will work for me. Fuck you mean they broke the timelines? No, they didn't. No, they didn't. We just nah, bro. That's not how timelines work, my nigga. Nah, bro. They just unforeseen, untouched timelines that Dragon Ball Super characters like fucking Mirrors, or not Mirrors, the Grand Priest don't know about and shit. Like the people that fuck with time, bro. Basically, they just had those timelines like GT and Daima until it's put in canon. Y'all know with the recent Dragon Ball remake news or whatever, people are saying that Daima is gonna be included somehow, some way, alongside the Dragon Ball Super anime and manga. Is gonna be incorporations of both iterations of Super, so that's gonna be fire. But I just wonder how they gonna put it all together. And in my opinion, it's not. I'm not mad at it, but like, you know, I feel people when they do want Moro and Granola, but at least Dragon Ball is back. And they're probably doing this so that the manga could maybe continue on a little bit, get ahead, because you don't want to just, I mean, you could either wait, let the manga get longer, or, you know, do this remake. Because people, I mean, granted, we could see some cool shit. You know, we might see some shit we never seen before through the combinations of the anime and the manga of Super. So, you know, there's positives. But I do understand people that wouldn't want to remake. It's understandable. But yeah, bro. Nah, timeline still work, bro. It's cool. Niggas hate Super. I mean, not Super, GT. Well, people do hate Super, but I'm talking about GT right now. Niggas hate GT and shit. So, bro, just let niggas have they shit be in an alternate timeline, separate timeline. You know, why we gotta complicate things? And if y'all want to actually give me an explanation, that's fine too, because you know, I want to understand. So, if there's anybody that can explain that to me, let me know in the comments down below. But
even if they make some weird contradictions, if you want to get really technical about it, the Metal Cooler movie does fit here because Dende's a guardian in this movie, and Goku is still alive. Dende didn't become Guardian until after Goku left the time chamber, and Goku dies at the end of the Cell Saga, so despite some issues like Trunks not being present in this movie for some reason, Gohan having longer hair, and Gohan also not using Super Saiyan, this film should theoretically take place here. So that means between the time Cell announced the Cell games and when they started, Goku went to Namek to get Dende, came back, and then he went back to Namek to fight Cooler. So Goku went to New Namek twice in this time span, and somehow the Big Getty Star took hold of the planet really quick. It's funny to think that after the androids, Goku and Co had to fight a completely separate mechanical threat. Though this isn't the only artificial life form that threatened them before Cell.
Yep.
But we have another big one to cover first. Like, literally a big character.
Which one?
Broly.
Oh, shit.
I think it's...
Because we have, like, hella big characters. We have Hirudegan, Bio Broly. I fear that's a whole separate character to Broly itself, because Bio Broly's a literal clone. It's not even Broly. And who else? We got Broly, Hirudegan, Bio Broly. Android 13, whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Pretty widely known that this film takes
Trucker Hat, that nigga. He turned blue.
Place during these 10 days. Goku being alive and Gohan having Super Saiyan, with Trunks being present, is pretty obviously suggesting this. Also, the guidebook Daizenshuu 6 states this. Funny enough, this film fits into the timeline pretty well, and it doesn't really contradict anything. Though from a power scaling standpoint, if you go by Toei's canon, this is really wacky because it serves to upscale Cell. Because, as I mentioned, the DBZ anime assumes some of these films, or most of them, happened. Cell must have been pretty bored sending them to fight this guy. And somehow, even after everyone fought Broly, they had a tough time with Cell still. But as for that other artificial life form I mentioned, if you're familiar with the Dragon Ball video games, you might know of Hatchiyack. He's not a particularly popular villain, especially...
I said who? Oh my gosh, I said Hirudegan. Well, nah, he's a big nigga. He's a giant, not a big nigga. He's a giant. So I meant this nigga. I just forgot his name.
Here in the West, but he's a recurring thread that's featured in many of the games. And if you're not familiar with his story, I don't blame you. On the Nintendo Famicom, which is known in America as the NES, there was a Dragon Ball game called Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans. It got its own animation counterpart with the same name. This was actually the first Dragon Ball game with an original story, which is pretty huge when you think about it. Most of them just loosely follow the main story, up until here. That original animation of the story also got a remake in 2010 as part of Raging Blast 2.
Yes.
Until then, Dr. Lychee and Hatchiyack were kind of obscure, but this game brought him back, and he features on the cover too. Although he kind of fell into obscurity again, and if you're from anywhere that doesn't have Dragon Ball heroes, like here in the United States, the only other game you might really see him in is Dokkan Battle. Although he is relegated to free-to-play units and a Battlefield LR. I think he's pretty cool though. And this story is kind of the first draft of what we see with Baby and GT. Like, a lot about that arc is similar to this. The story features a tough scientist named Dr. Lychee, who creates an artificial life form to get revenge against the Saiyans. See what I mean? Since this is a lesser known story, I'll summarize it to show the absurdity. In short, the story is split into two parts, the Earth Saga and the Space Saga. In case you couldn't tell, this also does take place between the 10 days. To be specific, this takes place after Broly because Broly is directly mentioned by Goku in the animation part. He doesn't show up, but a few other major movie villains do too. Alongside...
Oh yeah, they do like...
I'll go by the remakes events here since it stands more as its own story, and it's been shortened up. In the Earth Saga, Lychee plans to kill everyone on Earth with some mysterious thing called Destron gas. A dark planet appears near Earth, and not the Makio star, an actual planet called the Dark Planet. In the original version of the story, the Dark Planet wasn't this close. It drops out a bunch of devices on Earth that shoot out this gas. So if they don't go around and destroy all these Destron gas machines, then everyone dies. It's a plan to eradicate the Saiyans, but I don't think this guy just wants
rapid climate change.
I just think he's a fucking psychopath. Though he is feeding on hatred energy, so maybe that's part of it. Anyways, Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Trunks, and Gohan go around destroying these machines, and in the original animation, Lychee's little alien henchmen are also there too. But these machines protect themselves by making ghost warriors, which are just resurrections of previous villains who hate the Saiyans. Naturally, this includes
yeah,
Cooler,
this is cooler.
But Turles and Slug are there too.
No pun intended.
They've apparently grown to hate the Saiyans, and oh yeah, they're all stronger and immortal. In the remake, Bulma just makes a neutralizing gas that stops the Destron gas from regenerating them. But in the original, literally all that happens is King Kai tells them, dude, they're not real, and then everyone is somehow able to kill them. Anyways, they then go into space and locate Dr. Lychee, who gets power by feeding on hatred. And he plans to unleash Hatchiyack, his ultimate project that will complete his revenge. Which is funny because with...
Our niggas just like, oh my gosh, Frieza's back, Cooler's back, like, his niggas just like shook that they that they thought they were back the whole time. They just needed that realization that they aren't real. Nah, that just make the Z fighters look pussy.
In this week alone, he's not the first, second, or even third artificial being that's trying to get revenge. And outside of artificial beings, even Paragus was trying to get revenge, so I don't know, I guess all the Saiyan's grudges just appeared during this week. He's not the last either, by the way. So, a planet shows up, everyone on Earth almost gets killed by a mysterious gas, a bunch of former enemies showed up, and then they had to fight Hatchiyack, and then that planet blew up. Wow.
That planet did blow up. I forgot how, though. I think it was from Hatchiyack and the Z Fighters battle, though. Then Goku fucking instant transmission the whole team out of there. On some cool aura shit.
So, now I'm just kind of wondering, was Cell just like standing there throughout all of this? Like, sure, Metal Cooler he had no clue about. Broli happened off-planet, though he could have sensed his ki, given how strong he was. But like, this? The Earth was covered in gas, and in one version of the story, the Dark Planet was right in front of Earth, so was he just oblivious? In the original, it's far away, but like, unlike the other things I mentioned, he can't really just ignore all of this. Well, in one instance, he is really bored because, in Dragon Ball Z Budokai, Cell falls asleep while waiting for the Cell games to start, and he has a dream where he ends up absorbing Krillin on accident instead of Android 18, and becomes Cellin. He then fights Yamcha and Tien, who defeat him together, and he then wakes up from his nightmare pretty surprised, declaring that 10 days is too long to wait. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It lets me know you want to see more videos like this, which I do make pretty often. There's another video game villain that shows up here too, and he's more obscure than Hatchiyack, but some of you might know him if you're familiar with the video games. He's pretty notable there.
I've seen him before.
His name is Majin Ozotto, and if the name wasn't obvious enough,
the original design was made by Toriyama. This shit looks sick. I mean, it's a little weird, but like, it's kind of cool. But what the fuck? Where did he come from?
He's related to the Demon Realm. He appears in Super Dragon Ball Heroes, actually in the most recent and final arc he's there.
What was his
but
first
he actually originates from an old DBZ arcade game called DBZ VR Versus.
Damn.
It's a pretty standard arcade fighter. This one doesn't have too much of a story. Ozotto comes to Earth.
I've seen his photo, like, yes, I think it was this photo. I've seen this photo before. I just never knew about his character or where the fuck he came from. I never knew Toriyama designed him, actually, though. That's crazy. And he's from the Demon Realm, so that's even... They could bring him back, actually. Daima Season 2?
Fight everyone because he feels like it, I guess. Basically, you pick a character out of Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, Gohan, and Piccolo, and you fight the other 4 that you don't pick.
Okay.
Then you fight a copy of yourself, followed by Ozotto as the final boss. Of course, this is one of those cases where it's just taking the most popular characters during the era and placing them into the game because, well, they're popular. It doesn't have to take place during the time before the Cell games. But when you include each character here, with adaptations of them that only exist during these 10 days, then yeah, that kind of makes sense that it takes place during these 10 days. Given the roster of characters, which includes Super Saiyan Kid Gohan and a living Goku, as well as their outfits, logically it can only take place during this time.
Yeah.
The only discrepancy is Trunks having his appearance from the beginning of the arc, but that's not that crazy since it only requires a jacket and a haircut to change. He has the same appearance after Cell dies anyways. And funny side note, this game has you collect Dragon Balls by winning fights. Depending on which character you choose, each has a different wish that they make at the end. Goku wishes for food, Gohan wishes for playtime. Remember, he's still
He can make you that. Ask Bulma for some bread and give that bread to Chi-Chi. She gon', you know what I'm saying, do her due diligence, splurge a little bit, but then she gonna get the groceries and shit. You know, after she get her clothes, her jewelry, whatever she want, actually. And then she gonna get all the groceries and stuff, whatnot. All the food gonna be there. He know Chi-Chi gonna cook up. Come on, bro. You don't need to wish for no food, Goku. Got a whole loving wife at home that do that for you.
Kid. Trunks wishes to revive future Vegeta, which is actually a pretty huge deal.
Oh. Oh, that's cool. That's cool as shit.
Piccolo wishes to fight the strongest person, which ends up being Mr. Satan, and Vegeta wishes for the world beneath his feet, which Shenron misinterprets.
What did you say?
Mr. Satan, and Vegeta wishes for the world beneath his feet, which Shenron misinterprets, and he makes Vegeta giant. Though a height increase for Vegeta isn't so bad. Remember I said someone else showed up for revenge here? It was actually Some of you may know of the DBZ Real 4D attraction in Japan, where God Broli appears. It's in Universal Studios Japan, and it's one of those standard movie experiences you see in theme parks, but the Broli one was actually a sequel. There's a predecessor in the same series. In this attraction, funny enough, it involves Frieza being revived on Earth and attacking the planet. And no, not Resurrection F. This actually comes out after Resurrection F and the anime version of it too, like almost a year after.
Oh, so they
this one is a
took the flow word for word, bar for bar.
Separate story about Frieza being revived, which is really funny when you consider he also shows up in the Hatchiyack OVA as well.
Stop showing me this shit, bro. This nigga Cooler slowly shifting over to Frieza is killing me.
And consider he also shows up in the Hatchiyack OVA as well.
Fuck is y'all laughing for, bro? You don't even fuck with him for real, bro.
And he gets revived in a bunch of other stories, but I digress. Anyways, this also takes place here. This one's a bit more iffy. The attraction can take place pretty much anywhere, but given the characters, it is likely during this arc. It's obviously after Mecha Frieza, and then Goku being alive in general means it's before the Cell games happen. But to narrow it down even further, Vegeta appears as a Super Saiyan, meaning it has to be after he returns to fight the androids. But on top of that, he uses the Final Flash, which he first used against Perfect Cell. So, ignoring Goku's outfit not fully matching the Saga, this would suggest it takes place between when Cell becomes perfect and before Goku dies, aka the 10 days before the Cell games. So, Frieza's basically revived twice during this time. Though there is one more kind of obscure video game that we can include here. It's a game called Dragon Ball Z, Gather Together, Goku's World. A game for the Terabiko, which, if you're from the West, you don't know what that is, and honestly, I don't either. It's a VHS console that was meant for kids' games. Basically, an interactive Dragon Ball Z recap game made for this console where you quote-unquote talk to the characters and answer quiz questions as they hop through key points in Dragon Ball history. Goku, Gohan, Trunks, Bulma, and the rest drag you along in this time machine to revisit the 21st Budokai, Roshi's training, King Piccolo, Kami, Vegeta's first arrival, and the Namek arc, as well as Trunks' entrance. Each stop gives you quick explanations and little multiple choice prompts throughout the toy. After the big tour, the story jumps to the present where Cell appears. He absorbs 17 and 18, reaches his perfect form, and then briefly fights Goku before retreating. The whole thing basically leads right up to the Cell games by showing how the past shaped the Z Fighters and then setting up Cell's threat as the next big challenge. There is a contradiction with Gohan though. Kinda like with Metal Cooler, Gohan has his pre-time chamber design. But this is also blatantly set right before the Cell games. Perfect Cell is the final villain here, so not really much other places to place it. Oh, and Goku almost causes a paradox in this game by meeting a kid version of himself. So that covers the stuff during
this game before, or movie, whatever this is. I'm sorry, I had to look at a message and take care of something, but I've seen this before. I've seen the little, not the whole entire thing, but I've mainly only seen the part where Goku meets his past self as a kid. I've seen that clip a lot, but besides that, I haven't seen anything else from this.
Goku almost causes a paradox in this game by meeting a kid version of himself. So that covers the stuff during the 10 days. But there's also a lot that came by meeting a kid version of himself.
You need to be in the fucking league. Hold on. Huss. Nigga, you could already see the next frame. You could see the overlay of the next frame, bruh. What are, like, oh my gosh. Goku. Damn.
So that covers
this. Nigga ain't do this to Vegeta when he was over there trying to let Cell absorb. Oh my gosh, Trunks. Where was this strength when Vegeta was trying to get Cell at his strongest, bro? You know what I'm saying? You could do this to Goku, but not Vegeta. You can't put that type of strength on Vegeta and knock him out. Or, I mean, that's
the stuff during the 10 days. But there's also a lot that goes on around this time too. And I'm not just talking about the typical Android stuff before Cell, because there's more Android stuff. That being Android 13. The Android 13 film doesn't fit in as easily. We know it happens after 17 and 18 were activated, based on the intro to it. But according to Daizenshu 6, it's also before Cell becomes perfect, so on top of everything we just covered, this all happens before the Cell games is announced. So Android 13 doesn't show up during that 10-day wait, but it would have happened just a few days before. So it's been a crazy 2 weeks. 2 weeks is a fortnight. It's a crazy fortnight.
Stop.
Oh yeah, and the most obvious thing that happened during this time, the Cell games, which I don't need to recap for you obviously. Of course, Cell had been blowing up various Earth soldiers during this time as they tried to attack him, so I guess he was keeping himself busy in some way. Though even he himself says he regrets placing the 10-day limit. It gets a little bit boring. Of course, Bojack arrives after the Cell games too, then Goku has the Otherworld tournament later on, as well as having to fight Cell and others again. If we go by Toei's version, that is. But it's at least nice to know that, in the manga version, there actually was over a week worth of resting and recuperation.
Look, I like the white version of this top, but this blue and white, Where the swag at, bruh? Where the swag, bro? Where the swag go? We need this back in Dragon Ball. We don't have this enough. We need fillers. I'm gonna go ahead and say it, bro. We need Dragon Ball fillers back. They weren't bad at all. And even then, nigga, you can skip them episodes. Fuck, bro. I like these type episodes. I forgot what they're called though.
Before the tournament, but with all the movies, filler, and video game stuff, it muddies the waters. And this doesn't even consider the Heroes in Xenoverse timeline nonsense that happens because, well, those games involve time traveling to various points in time, so they also have plenty of events that happen between then. I'm not counting them though. But to recap, mainly you have androids 19 and 20, then 16, 17, and 18, then Cell, then androids 13, 14, and 15 show up. Then after Cell becomes perfect, you get back-to-back bullshit. Metal Cooler, Broli, Hatchiyack. If you include the other...
I would quit being a Z fighter after we're done with all of this, or maybe even after dealing with Broli. Actually, I might fuck around and be dead already. Oh my gosh.
Stuff too. Frieza's revived, for real this time, not as a ghost warrior. Goku time travels with Trunks, and Majin Ozotto shows up. Then they fight Cell, Goku gets blown the fuck up and Trunks dies, and then, sometime after, Bojack arrives, while Goku's also fighting Cell in Hell again. Damn, that's a lot. Let me know what you think below.
Really get to fight Cell. I would have loved to see that.
Craziest thing during this time period. And was there anything major that I missed? Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.
Hey, Saiyan, that was a great video, bro. That was a great video, but thinking, really thinking about the 10 days before the Cell games, it's crazy, hectic, and it's hell. So I have to commend these Z fighters. Because imagine dealing with all of this shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, wait, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Not to mention the little Majin nigga. Like, what? That is crazy as hell to think about. And to think they ain't get stronger. Like, imagine if they got stronger before fighting Cell. You, like, how would you fit this? Like, you'd have to make Cell, you'd have to rescale everything, like everybody almost. Like, to make Cell back as a primary threat, stronger than all these niggas, you'd have to make him stronger, and then make these niggas, maybe make Cell stronger, because these, maybe not all of these characters, maybe like just Broli and Hatchiyack, but you could bring him up to a little bit of higher power to make it feel a bit more valid. If you were to incorporate the movies on all the other shit, the games, fucking whatever else, bro, like the time traveling shit. Yeah, but that shit is hectic. True, it would explain why Goku thinks he's a fucking magnet. Damn. Nigga wait for 10 days. Everyone wanted a piece of Goku, even Chi-Chi. You're not lying, cause I did Goten pop up, but nah. Damn, bro. I love reading comments too, especially when you thinking the same way I am in certain scenarios. I'm surprised, bro. I'm surprised them niggas didn't get a Zenkai boost. The fuck? Cell did a push up or two. I love how Goku and Gohan were supposed to use the 10 days to rest in the anime timeline. It just ends up being the most stressful 10 days of their lives. Who knows? Maybe out of boredom, Cell trained for 5 seconds and that put him above everyone again because Frieza cells or some shit. In all seriousness, I love the more casual nature of these smaller videos. Goku is blowing the fuck up. No, because literally. Damn. And when you put it together like this, it's like, damn, imagine if this shit was like actually canon. But shit. Hey man, I enjoyed this video. If y'all want to see more videos like this, 82 Society, go ahead, leave a like, comment, subscribe to the video, turn on the notification to make content. Comment down below the videos you'd like to see me watch, react to. You know, I'm always down to see recommendations because I'm just going down the playlist that I have that I'm constantly adding videos towards. But I also like recommendations, you know, explore more genres of content, you know, because I'm just looking at some of the shit that I just usually watch on my own. But yeah, hopefully I could, even if y'all don't even add recommendations, I want to be able to add in different shit too, though, besides just anime and stuff. But if y'all want to see more videos like this, as I said before, do what I said about liking and commenting on the video. And with that being said, I will see y'all in the next video, y'all. Peace.
I've been up all night for an honest, tryna get this paid. No niggas say that real, but then they fall because them niggas fake. I watch out for y'all long and clip your grass because these niggas snapping outside handling business. Now you hate, I'm in a different state.